Welcome back to Calling All Marks. I'm Justin Draven, alongside my tag team partner Loki, the dorky Yorkie, the dog of mischief, and we're going to get right into it. But before we do any of that, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. It goes a long way, because every like I get, Loki gets a belly rub. Yes, we are coming to you live from the Journeyman's Highway. Just me, Loki, just hanging out. How you guys doing? Figured I'd talk to you about that other movie that was in probably about the top 5 of the Avengers of underrated or unappreciated, untalked about, or just plain old forgotten about. Or maybe you didn't even know about the movie at all. But it's in the top 5. I already did The Shadow. It was more of a recommendation than a review. I think I could have did a little bit better, so I'm going to attempt to do a little bit better on this one right here. We're going to be talking about The Phantom, starring a smorgasbord of the 90s hottest who's who of young up-and-comers, including Billy Zane, Treat Williams, Christy Swanson, Catherine Zeta-Jones, David Proval, and James Remar. So right off the rip, it's sharing a bunch of similarities with The Shadow. It's got a stellar cast, so it's not the casting, okay? It's not the problem of why that movie wasn't exactly a big hit. Because, again, it also had the potential to be a contender in the franchise wars. Because it's also a pulp character that's been around just as long, if not longer, as the big ones. Like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. So there's a lot to sink in terms of storytelling, character development, and a solid enough lore to where you could properly expand the universe. Now, coincidentally enough, the Phantom is pretty much the white Black Panther. Now, hear me out, because he's the leader of a uncontacted tribe that has remained a myth, a legend, that's been the focal point of many explorations. Unsuccessful, of course. It's basically his birthright, his lineage, to be the sworn protector of his village. He gets his power, and he's protected from his ring, which is in the shape of a skull. He's well educated, he's well versed in the art of war. He has a super cool suit, and he's super rich. So if you want to get technical, because he was created first, the Phantom is not the white Black Panther. The Black Panther is the Black Phantom. But enough about technicalities. In the movie, Billy Zane plays Kit Walker, the newest Phantom in a long lineage of Phantoms, passed on from father to son. Now, unlike The Shadow, this movie's campiness is hard to look past. They play it seriously, but for some reason the campiness just shows through way more in this movie than it does in The Shadow. Now, the Phantom ends up fighting off some pirates, played by James Remar, who invade his village. Now, later on in the movie, we find out they were hired by evil business magnate Xander Drax. And Drax wants the skulls for the obvious reason, world domination. With a supporting cast of a virtually unknown Catherine Zeta-Jones, who plays Sala, the right hand of Drax. Throw in the cliche damsel in distress, played by Christy Swanson, and you have the recipe for, well, let's face it, a pretty bland, nothing special, bringing nothing new to the table, run-of-the-mill action movie. And just because this is another movie I wouldn't consider an Academy Award-winning contender, it is another fun, forget about the world for about an hour and a half, have a couple of drinks, smoke whatever you want to smoke, kick back, popcorn flick. And with an adventure serial feel and its Raiders of the Lost Ark vibe, it's surely a throwback to the days of yonder.
Ladies and gentlemen, before you, we have the greatest show of all time. We have a man that in his own modest way can tell you,
I don't like it. I'm just telling you the truth.
you like it?
justifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in.
Hosted by
This guy that ran with every woman that would have him from the time he was 15. You like it? You want one?
90,000 people watching. In my moment of glory. Yeah, no, I'm living a nightmare.
I don't trust you. The fuck is that? You make me wanna smoke. You fucked my damn.
Justin Draven.
Wow, Mr. Sarcasm.